we're going live. So
Okay, I
you're
see it.
welcome. All right, we are live, baby. We are live. I normally give people a few minutes to come on. You should be able to see any comments at the bottom. Sometimes they ask questions and things like that. So we're interactive. So I may say, such and such said, because sometimes Naima comes on here.
Okay,
So yeah,
okay, all right
me
then.
and her used to do a podcast together back in the day. I used to be one of her hosts on her Copper Squad.
Yes.
Yeah, so she still comes through to support. So appreciate her and some other folks. So I'm streaming live on my page, on my podcast page, and YouTube. So it'll be stored on
Excellent.
YouTube.
Wonderful.
So if you see it on my page, if you're able, you can also share it to your page, and then other
Okay.
people that you connected to. So we normally do about 5 minutes for that.
I
Get
definitely would
people
do
in
that.
here. So you look so cute. It's just so funny how I probably growing up, I'm like, y'all don't look alike, you and your sisters. And then being around, okay, yeah. All y'all do look alike. All y'all do
We
look alike.
actually do. It's so crazy. We do favor. Yes, definitely.
All right. So if you need water or anything, you can get that just so you can get comfortable.
Oh, I'm good.
You're not strict like that. So
Okay.
all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dive in, and folks will come in as it goes. And this was recorded. I put this on YouTube and some of my TikTok and stuff like that, and put you out there. But girl. Oh, I mean, I seen these posts coming up buy now, gotta go with couches, and so I was like, what in the world? What is going on? You wasn't playing no games. It gotta be gone by Saturday. I'm like, this girl she is heading up out of here. So, Miss Tawana, please tell me what made you decide to leave everything and move to Mexico?
All right. Well, so it might seem like I told you before we got started, going live, that it might seem like to everyone that this was a random move situation, but no, it's actually 3 years in the making. We were going to move to Panama, and we had went and traveled to Panama. We visited three separate times, individually and together, and we decided that Panama was not the place for us. And we had been coming to Mexico for like 15 years, just vacationing, generally. And we came here in May of 2024, I think. And I was working, and I was sitting on the rooftop of the place we were staying. And I told Marlon, I said, I don't think Panama is the place for me. I said, I want to be a beach bum, and this is it.
I know that's right.
And so that was in, I think, March or May. I can't remember which month it was. But we went home and we started, putting our plan in place. And of course, we had to warm the kids up to the idea of leaving their friends, leaving school,
Right.
all of that whole thing. So what we did was in December of 2025, we came here for, I think it was 6 or 8 months. I'm not sorry, 6 or 8 weeks. We came
Okay.
over the holiday break. And while we were here, the kids were able to see that there was an active uh, Black expat community here, and they met friends. And from that point forward, it was kind of like, okay, it's not about when we leaving. I mean, whether or not we're going, but when. And so we set a date for August of 2025, and that's when we left. And so when you started to see those posts on social media
Right.
about we got this stuff for sale, y'all need to come get
Right.
it.
Right.
That was, the execution of a plan that had been in place for 3 years.
Okay, now let's step back just a little bit and tell us about you. So of course I know you because we're friends. So start from the beginning, Alexandria, then you got married because your family is here, your history is here. So
Let me
this was
tell
a big
you about who I
thing.
am. I'm a home girl. I am a local, grown, Delray, born and raised. I'm a rep it until the day that I die. And that's how I know you, because you're not my age. You're my sister's age, but I know you from our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so I'm just regular smuggler, but I always have been open to
Hold
The
on.
unknown.
Pause. You are not regular smuggler. I'm not even gonna let you do that up in here. You are way more than that, honey. You don't get on here trying to downplay yourself, okay? So I'm not even gonna let you do that. You are more than that, okay?
But most
Okay.
people who know me, they know me as Tawana Bowden, right?
Mm,
And
mm,
I'm just a girl, a home girl from Where's Mine. That's me, right? And I just wanted something more for myself, and I just
right.
worked towards it. That's it.
But you had this whole career doing, I guess, the weddings, the I mean, your work was incredible. It was. I'm like, when I get married at 60,
Not 60.
yeah, at 60, okay? Yeah.
Well, let me tell you,
You know?
like I said, I'm local. I'm a homegrown girl. Me and my sisters, I think everybody from Alexandria know us. Like I said, we're Delray girls. And yes, I graduated from TC. And when I left TC, I went and worked in corporate America downtown, just like everybody else. But I also had a passion for organizing and events and things like that. So I started a wedding planning company, which was White Dove Weddings. Me and my girlfriend Renee Cruz, we did that for about 10 years, and then she decided she didn't want to do it anymore. So I went and started my own company, House of Bella Chic. I did House of Bella Chic for 10 years, planning weddings, buying and selling wedding gowns. My husband is an architecture photographer, but he used his expertise to, develop and grow our business. And so that's what we've been doing. We just been out here doing what we do. That's
Y'all a
it.
power couple. Y'all are such a power couple. And so I know, people always talk about watching people from afar on social media and all that other stuff, but you guys are a power couple. Like, I've seen you guys, like, I've seen you go hard for your husband, and I like you're totally respected that. Me and you we be on in the comments, and there was, if you don't mind, discussing an incident that happened with him. I think it was in Arlington, if I remember.
Yes, it was. So that also was one of the catalysts for why we also wanted to move out of the United States. My husband, he's former military. He was in the Army. He's fully retired from the Army. He's a former federal police officer. He was on Capitol Hill. He's protected the Dalai Lama, President Obama. He's done all the things. And one day he was out in Arlington about to do a photo shoot for a client, and he was racially profiled. And it actually had some very, adverse effects on his business because, people associate you with negative even though you're not a part of that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
decided that we wanted to just get out of the system and do our own thing. So that's kind of what we've been doing.
Yes, I remember seeing the footage, and I know he's a photographer, and he's just minding his business, doing his thing, and then I don't remember what year that was, but I think it was a lot of crap going on. I mean, it's
It was
always
like
going on with that.
2020 when George Floyd and all of that was
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on, and the
and
gentleman
literally,
in Ohio, I forget what his name was, but he also lost
mhm,
his life for no reason whatsoever, and so it was a lot going on during that time.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I was so, I get passionate about that type of stuff because I can't stand racism. I
Right.
can't stand the fact that we cannot just live in peace and minding our business, and everybody has to be in our business. I mean, I've had several incidents where I've had to really, really come out of probably my normal character and tell some folks off, because
Right.
I was being harassed. Hey, Terry Talks, thanks for coming in, sis. Thanks for joining.
That's my sister.
So we do have five other people in here. You guys, if you comment, we'll know who's in here, and we can give
Yes.
you a
Hey,
shout out so
everybody.
we can
Thanks
see
for
you guys.
coming.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. And so how okay, so it was a joint decision.
Yes.
Who brought it up? Who thought of it first?
We both did because I don't
Who did?
know if you were paying attention to us, but
Mhm.
we are world travelers, and so all the time when we were traveling, everywhere we went, we would always ask each other, "Is this it? Like, is
Okay,
this where we
okay.
think we can live?"
Right.
And most of the time, it wasn't. And
Mm-hmm.
so we would just come back from our vacation and business as usual. But we started really seriously thinking about it during COVID, because I feel like COVID was a great reset. Whether we
Yeah.
believed that it was true or not, it still was
Right.
a great reset. And it, put things into perspective in terms of who's in control of your life. Are you in
Right.
control of your life, or is
Right.
somebody
Right.
else orchestrating
Right.
what it is that
Mm-hmm.
you want to do? So we
Right.
decided that we are in control of our life, and we are going to orchestrate what it is that we want to do.
That's so awesome. I actually had my first out of the country. One of my friends actually gifted me a trip to where did I go? I'm so sorry.
But
I'll
that's
tell you where I
beautiful.
went. And yeah, I was going through chemo and all that other stuff.
Oh, yes, I remember. That's
Yeah, so
beautiful, Coco. I didn't know that happened.
yeah, and so she was like, "Look, girl, have you ever been out the country?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "Well, get your pass," because I didn't have a passport or nothing. I mean, it was just something that I wanted to do, but I just, taking care of these kids and
Yes,
life and work.
yes,
I just never took that time out. And then after I started going through chemo, and I'm just sitting there with my life, and I'm like, you need to travel. There are things that, you need to do, you
yes.
know. And so I'm like, you're just sitting here, wasting life. So I did go to the DR and I did go to, girl, I don't know why I can't remember where it was. Anyway, it was so
But it don't even
beautiful.
matter. Did you
You
enjoy
know, I enjoyed it. We stayed in this big, beautiful villa. It was a completely glass house. I mean, it
it?
was gorgeous. And I was like, and then I'm finding out people started like moving their us. Like they like from and they're like they have farms and all this stuff. And I'm just like, really? You
Yes.
know?
There is a shift. There is a tremendous exodus out of the United States for African American people who are just tired of dealing with the repercussions of white people. I'm just going to be frank,
Yeah,
right? I
no,
can
be
be frank.
honest.
This is
Yeah.
my platform. We just are tired of white people who, may be mediocre or whatever the case may be, that just won't allow us to exist in the peace that we want. And so we just have to be open to do things differently. That's just it.
Absolutely. I mean, okay, your husband is a black man, and then you have two black children, you
Yes.
know? And so it's like you look at everything that's going on, with kids in the schools and all
Oh,
of that stuff too. So it's like, my kids don't need to be a part of this either. You know what I
no.
mean? So I know you guys had to bring it to them. So how did that go?
Okay, so I have two children. My daughter Ava is 17 and my son Chase is 13. And initially, when we brought it to their attention, Chase was always kind of indifferent. Whatever we want to do, he's with, right? Ava, on the other hand, she was a little older. She had a solid friend circle, and she wanted to stay with her friend group. And so I wanted to make sure that we were doing the right thing as parents, so that we didn't provide any trauma to our children. You
Right,
know,
right.
and so that was really what we did. We just talked to them. We told them, we were frank. We told them what was what. We told them that the United States wasn't really a good place for us right now, and that we needed to be open to doing something different, because we are global citizens and we are
All
in
of that.
charge of what happens to us.
Right, right, right. Okay. So let's see. How old are they again? I'm sorry.
13 and 17.
Oh yeah, 17. She was like, okay, so let me ask, did you take Spanish in high school? I took Spanish in high school, girl. I don't remember half of
I
nothing.
did not.
You did
I
not?
did
Okay.
not. I did not take any Spanish.
Okay, so is it like predominant? I'm ignorant. I don't know. I've never been down there. So is it all Spanish? Is it English too? Like, how do you guys communicate?
Okay, so living here, people are, Spanish speaking, but
Okay.
they also, through school, they learn English. So we have the ability to communicate in English. But as a person who has entered another country, it is imperative to me that I learn to how to communicate with people based on their language, not my
Yeah.
language.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I
So
definitely
we
love
are
that.
learning. Yeah, so we are learning.
Okay, so I remember seeing Miss Ava does her own little blog. So let's shout out her. Is she still doing that? Because I want to make sure we can shout that out.
Lifestyle of Gracie is definitely official. She has a
Okay.
YouTube channel that it really is focusing on what what life is like for a homeschooled teenager living abroad.
Okay, okay. I love it. I love it. So before we go, or like after the show, if you can put her, is it a YouTube? You can put that in the comments somewhere. That'd be great. Because I know, I got a young one. She wants to go abroad for her. She's graduating this year. So she's like, Mom, I want to go overseas and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, big money. But I do want her to have, listen, they be making plans. I'm like, how you see my bank account?
But
But
I love
okay,
that though. I love that
I
for her.
do.
That what I think what I love about our generation after us is that they are so open minded. They are not beholden to the traditional, graduate from high school, get a job. They are not beholden to that. They are forging their own paths, and I love that for them.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
They're not, because I know my parents, and I don't know about yours, but they weren't travelers. You know what I mean? They didn't do the whole vacation thing. I mean, our vacation was like going
North
to,
Carolina.
yeah, the whole where we were from for the family reunion. I'm like, okay, maybe we can get Kings Dominion or something in there with some cousins and stuff, or and then even when I got a little older, and then I probably did Miami,
Yes.
things like that. And then I always had this fear. I'm like, I'm gonna be one of them people gonna lose my passport, and I ain't gonna be able to get back. And I'm like,
You're
had
American
this
citizen.
fear.
They gonna get you together.
Yeah, I just it's like fear, and I'm like, okay, I don't know where this is coming from, this anxiety, but you gotta let it go.
Yes.
So I'm like, so can you tell me? Because I meant to ask exactly what country are you in? Like what part of Mexico?
I am in the beautiful Riviera Maya. I am in Mexico. Me and my family, we live in Playa del Carmen, which is in between Cancun and Tulum. And
Ooh,
it's a vibe. It's
okay.
beautiful. It's a community of Black people
Mhm.
here that have integrated themselves into this community, and they are giving back, and they are supporting the Mexican people because really truthfully the Mexican people, they are indigenous, and there are a lot of Afro Mexican people that are here, and we just don't know our roots, and
Yep.
that's the issue.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot also, with everything and the boat stops and the runaways and and all that stuff, they did land there, and it's sad because I think a lot of their history is not actually being told either. Because like what is it, the telenovelas, right? Listen, I used to watch them. I didn't know what in the world they was talking about, but
But it was drama.
it was drama, the music, da da da. I'm like, what happened? I used to go. My boyfriend in high school, and I'm like, what happened? I'm sitting there with his mom, and then she's like, oh, the lady just, something simple. I'm like, that's all that happened, because it was a little bit more, dramatic than how she said it, you know.
Exactly.
But what I noticed is that if we were on there, we weren't playing the same roles like the beautiful one, or it was more still like maids, or like servants, and I'm like, we still doing that,
Well, the thing
you know
about it is, within the diaspora, they're always going to center the lighter hue because we still have not, addressed our race issue. I mean, we have a race issue globally,
hmm yes,
right? So
yes.
we have to address that issue. But I just want to let everybody know that it's not as bleak and as dire as it may seem, where you think like Black people aren't doing anything, nobody's doing anything. I want to let everybody know that there are Black people out here that are community building,
Awesome.
sustainable communities that are separate from the existing system, and we just need to tap in.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good to know, because I mean, sometimes I see, vlogs and stuff online. We had a girl, she went to Japan. One of my friends, she lives in Senegal. I said, God, I said, what did you? She said, after I had my son, and she was like, it was just too much stuff going on. I was like, I don't want my black son being here.
No.
I don't want to raise my
Absolutely
son
not.
in this. And she left. And I mean, you guys, like I said, are so brave, to take that step,
We no different
Uh,
than anybody else. We no different than
mhm.
anybody else. We from where you from. So we relate. You know who I am. You know what I'm saying? So you know I'm not no, it's nothing um outside of the norm, you know?
Right,
So
right.
if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Okay. So,
Hmm.
Holla Risha, thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. I seen your sister there celebrating her birthday. I said, look at her. So I think that's so good because then you get your family. You got people down there now. I'm gonna be down there later. So
Come on, girl. Come on.
I'm like, oh no, okay, yeah. I'm gonna be there. I seen them pictures. I said, oh, this house. She got space. Yes, I even bring my own bed. I got a box over here from Amazon. I blow up.
Do what you got to do. Just come.
I'll make it out there. It is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. So I'm definitely glad there are other Black people there because
There is
yeah,
a
you don't know.
vibrant community of Black people here. Just Sunday, we had Sunday dinner at one of the expats' homes where she just opens it up and whoever wants to come can come. You bring a dish. It's potluck style.
Mm,
You bring a dish and everybody just sits and break bread together and share their
mm,
stories and it just feels
yeah.
like home.
I'm about to be greedy. That food, I know that food be good. Now, what are y'all cooking? What are they making? Tell me about the food.
Baby, we cooking southern food in Mexico. We doing the oxtails and the pot roast and the fried
Okay.
chicken, the macaroni and cheese. Wherever we are is where we gonna be.
I know that's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm definitely making that plan.
exactly.
No, I like Mexican food anyway, but like the
Oh,
combination,
don't get it
honey.
twisted now. I love me some tacos now. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I just started having some. I think they call burrito tacos or something, and you dip it, and then
Oh, actually, it's birria. It's birria.
oh, there you go with the Spanish.
Yes, girl,
That's
it's the birria.
girl, with these braces, it ain't gonna come out like that. But I'll let you say it. Brilliant. Yes, yes. I love it. I was like,
Yes,
where did it come from? And margaritas, like all of that, girl. Yes, yes,
yes, yes.
yes. Sounds good. Sounds good. So when you guys got there, right? So like, did you pick out your?
I'm
I
sorry for the
know.
noise.
Oh, that's okay. I know
Okay.
people are. Let me make sure I'm answering because some people are like, oh, I'm interested in making this move and blah 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 blah. So, how did you guys find the house? How did you guys find the neighborhood? Like, I mean, you guys came there and visited. So when you came, you're like, okay, we're house hunting. Is that how that went?
No.
Oh,
So we've been coming here for, like I said, 15 years, but we've been coming like Cancun. We went to Tulum. We've been here to Playa del Carmen a couple of times. And so when we came here, we decided that we were just going, this time when we came permanently, we decided that we were just going to rent an Airbnb for a week.
okay,
And when we rented the Airbnb for a week, we, got with the real estate agent. But the thing about it is that we were already tapped into the community, so we
okay,
already knew what resources were available to us. So
okay.
coming here in August was a really soft landing for us.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
that's good. Preparation. You guys were prepared. So
yeah.
I mean, like just let me just pack up and roll out. I see this house online. I'm gonna get it and get there, and it be the dumps.
No,
Because
I
some
don't do
people,
that. No, 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 no.
yeah, some of us just be. I'm like, no, you can't just be random and just you got to plan for it. We got it. We definitely got to plan for it. Just you got kids and all that stuff. So, if you want to answer this one, like do you guys get dual citizenship? Like, do you apply for that? Are you like, how does that whole thing work?
Well, we
Or-
definitely need to address that because that's very important. Now, the first thing is the blue passport is the golden ticket. It's Willy Wonka. You never want to relinquish that.
Okay.
You're American citizen, you keep that, right? But you
Mhm.
get you a temporary residency in another country. And you can also, once you have your temporary residency for a certain period, which is generally like 1 year or it could be up to 4 years, then you can apply for permanent residency. But
Okay.
the citizenship, we don't want to,
Got it.
we're not talking about that because
Got it.
we at the core are American.
Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. Got it. Got it. All right. I love it. So the other black people that you're there with, have any of them done that, or they kind of,
They
or
absolutely have. There are so
okay,
many. There are so many. I can't even give you a number of how many black people are here because Mexico is such a large
right,
country.
right,
I mean, it
right,
has like 35 different states within
okay,
Mexico.
okay,
So, thinking about that, people are all over spread out,
right,
but
right.
it's a very concentrated number of black people here.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I love it. I always love going to see us. I'll be looking for us, you
Yes,
know.
African American, not just black, African
Yeah.
American. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, yeah, they're going, hey, sis, hey, bro, I ain't just the
Oh
only
yes, we
one,
definitely tap in like that. Walking down the street, like we
Hmm.
see each other. We definitely, the community. What I am seeing here is that the community that people want in the states, they are coming here and creating.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm getting this right.
Mm-hmm.
America is supposed to be the land of the free, where everybody is fleeing to
Get into
illegal,
it.
whatever
Get
they want to
into
talk
it. Come
about.
on. I see where you're
You
going with
know,
it. Get
so
into it.
there. But you telling me that, and the reality is that's not where it is. Where you are is where you can go and actually build
And
community
thrive.
and thrive.
And
Ain't that
thrive.
something?
Yeah, it is. If I
And that's
wouldn't,
hard to
if I
understand as
wasn't
an
living it,
American.
if I wasn't living it, I wouldn't really believe it to be true.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm living it, so I
Yeah.
know it's true. Right.
They tell us we're in the freest land, and no matter how you feel about whatever, you're still free, and this and this and that. I'm like, look, as an African American woman, black or whatever, it's kind of hard for you to preach that to me when I'm sitting here and I'm living in this skin and I'm living this life and these experiences. You know what I mean? Like,
And
don't,
what you feel is not made up. It's legitimate.
yeah.
Yes, it's
And it
legitimate.
gaslights you like you're overreacting, or and then some people, like, oh, this ain't never happened to me, it must be your attitude, or why is it always happening to you, or maybe you should no, I'm going to be who I am, and
We
I'm
know
going.
that's not what it is. We know that we live within a systemic environment that is not always conducive to, the health of the black community.
Yeah, yeah.
No one is expecting or wanting us to thrive. And so, in that vein, we have to go and get it for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hmm.
Absolutely. We got
Yeah.
to make our own. I mean, it just goes back to, our ancestors, or our elders, when they, coming up. They just had to make do what they could. But it's like they set this stage for us to be successful, but also for us to be able to travel and to
Hmm.
make our own moves and do the things like what you're doing. And so you guys, okay, so now y'all are there. So now you have to, but I know you were a planner. So now you have to figure out what you guys going to do when you get there as far as making money and all that other stuff. What was that plan like?
Well, the thing of it is like you said, we sold everything. So we came down here pretty solvent. We were good. But we weren't planning to do any type of work, traditional work, because we want to get out of that system too.
Okay.
Right? We want to work to live. Don't want to live to work. You get what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yes, yes,
So
yes.
that's kind of where our mindset was. So I basically came down here with nothing. Well, no, that's not true. When I first came down here, I did still have my corporate crutch. And
Okay.
I had my corporate crutch probably for about 2 days.
Okay.
Because once I got here, I realized that the way things were going, with my job, like it was great. But I realized that I couldn't be here and do that too. I couldn't straddle the fence.
Right,
I'm trying
right.
to purge myself, cleanse myself, heal myself of the trauma that I've
Hmm.
experienced from being a black woman in the United States, right? I can't do that and still work your job because your job is still having me as close to slavery as possible.
Right,
And I'm
right.
trying to free myself from that.
Hmm. Hmm.
So 2 days after I got here, I ended up quitting, even
Okay.
though my boss had made it, available for me to keep my job. You made
Right,
it very,
right,
and which I
right.
would have loved to have kept
Yeah,
my American check. You know what I'm saying? Living
right,
here,
right,
because here I would be wealthy
right, right,
with my
right.
American check. But I decided that I needed to sever that tie because I would never be free with that because they still wanted to try to control me. And
Yep,
I'm not in that space any longer.
yep. And I'm in that space now. Thank God for my job,
Yes.
but where I'm located, and there's certain people that I work with, and I'm seeing certain things, and it's like everything's being taken. There's no union, there's no this, there's no that, and it's like 300,000 federal women, black women, lost their jobs. Go
And we
ahead.
talk about the 300,000 women, but we do not talk about the 700,000 men, black men, who
Woo!
lost their job. A million black people have lost their
Wow.
job since Donald Trump has come into the White House. A million.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why a million black people
Right.
specifically have lost their job because Donald Trump is in the White House is so that they can effectuate change of our progress.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We have
Yep.
made a tremendous progress, and the narrative that they're putting onto us does no longer fits. And so
Right.
that's why they
Right.
had to release a million people from their
Mm-hmm.
job because they already know that psychologically it's going to increase crime. They know
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
They
Yes.
know this.
Yes. Yes. They keep doing little things to keep like trying to poke the bear, and we're
It's
like,
not
don't do
new.
nothing. You know.
They are a very predictable people, and they do the same shit over and over again. Excuse my
Mm-hmm.
language. But at some point, we got to say, okay, have it, do
Right.
it. What
Right. Right.
if I leave here today? Y'all are only going to kill one another because that's what you did before we came into the picture.
Right. Right. Yep. Yep. I
I don't
was.
know how frank I can be on your show, but I have to be me, and that's how I feel,
Yeah.
and that's why I
Yeah.
laugh.
No, no, I mean, when I seen the stuff flying, I said, "Oh, she out," and that's just knowing how the climate was and the thing. I mean, I knew that was a large part of it, too. I'm out of here.
And
And
it was
then
a
it was
very
like
difficult decision because
Mexico.
I'm a family person. It was
Yes,
a
yes,
very difficult decision because my grandparents are 87 and 83. My
mm-hmm,
mother is 65 years old, and so it was a very difficult situation,
yeah,
very difficult decision for me to make, but it was necessary, and so
right.
that's why I did it.
Good, good, good. I mean, I approve. I mean, I see you guys happy. Y'all are like, I seen the like the dinner. I said, she down there. She is living it, honey. Then I go in my
Baby,
office and
listen,
I'm
I
like,
done lost weight, not even
yes,
trying, okay?
because that stress, is lifted. You over there glowing and everything, girl. Just bright skin, all clear. I got a zip right here. People really can't see, but it's there. I was like, why is this gonna pop up right now? But I need me a vacation. I need some time away. So
I hear you,
I'm
girl.
definitely going to plan me a trip. I'm actually going to Mexico in June, but I forgot where we were going. I don't think it's near you guys, but I'll make another trip. Okay, and calm down. So, what is the weather like? Like, is it just
The wedding is beautiful, but I will tell you guys that Mexico, people might not believe it, but Mexico gets cold. And when I say
really
it gets
okay?
cold, like you need a jacket.
Okay,
Yes.
I can
But for
take
the
that.
most part,
Yeah,
it is very beautiful and,
yeah.
it's always warm. And I live 2 blocks from the beach.
Okay,
I
okay.
love it. I
All
love it.
right, all right. Now I do want to know. I'm getting to this new project. Like, share with us your new project. I said, this girl, everywhere she goes, she gonna do the thing. So share with us what you doing.
Let me just tell you, I don't know. I don't know how Ascension Academy came to be, but I'm just doing what the Lord is downloading into my brain, okay? I only came here to homeschool my kids. That's what I was going to do, but I realized in that, I needed to also make sure that they were socialized and, all of that, and that they had still the opportunities that they would have if they were in a traditional school.
Right,
So that's
right.
why I created the framework for Ascension. I'm not the teacher, I'm more of the director. I hired a teacher. She is a Princeton educated
Ooh,
educator. She's been
ooh.
teaching forever. She's amazing. I have a small cohort of kids. It's only 16. I'll never have any more than that in this founding cohort. I just started it. And so far, it's been amazing. The parents are happy. I'm happy. My kids are happy. This week, they're in a youth leadership conference. Um, where they're learning,
Hmm.
entrepreneurial skills and, different things.
Awesome.
So it's been really great for them.
That is so awesome. I don't know if you guys, I know I've seen some pictures and stuff, but get your husband on it. We need to see some footage. And, I know people might,
I have so many pictures. I just really
yeah,
haven't. I'm keeping
that's
this so close to my
amazing.
heart because it's not something that I set out to do. It's kind of
Mhm.
something that was dropped in my lap. So I'm kind of letting it grow organically, just
Yeah,
letting it do what it do, or whatever it does, because I don't have a clue of
yeah.
what it's going to be. I just
Mhm.
know what I needed to do, and that's to educate my children, give them
Mhm.
opportunities that they would not receive, anywhere else,
Right.
and that's my mission.
But that's so awesome, like, because listen, I think that thing can expand and be bigger than just where you at. I'm throwing that
That's what I'm
out
trying to
there.
do.
Yeah, I'm throwing that out there for you. Marlon. Hi, Marlon. Thanks for coming through. He's commenting and stuff. He said your husband is happy. Yes, indeed.
He is.
I definitely like, how do you feel? Because he's on here, but Marlon, you're welcome to comment. As an African American man, like, what does he share with you of how he feels about being in Mexico? I mean, you feel like less stress, but like, let's be real, our men have it, harder, for the most part.
I'm just gonna say, like, I mean, he tells me, so I don't have
Yeah.
to like think or guess or
Hmm.
whatever. This was a joint decision, but Marlon was definitely the visionary when it came to, seeing this for us and knowing that we could thrive and that we were going to be able to make a difference here. Because we're not just here to be here for us. We're here to, you know, what is we're here to add value
Right,
to
right.
wherever we are. It doesn't make a difference whether it's Mexican people or African American
Hmm.
people. Wherever me and Marlon are, we are going to add value to the scene. That's it.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's what we're here to do. When we were talking about it, and he told me, how passionate he was about doing this for us and our children, I was on board because, like I said, we had always been looking for the place. We just hadn't found it.
Right, right. So I
Mm.
did see like Miss Ava doing. I just watching her grow up, right? So I'm seeing her doing all this dance stuff. Like, is she still able to do that type of stuff? I mean, if she's still into it, because I know kids' interest and stuff like that change.
Change,
So
yes.
go ahead.
Yes, they definitely have all the resources that we have at home. It's not,
Okay,
a primitive society at all. It's a thriving society. The people that are here are not trying to go nowhere else. That is
okay,
that's a fallacy. That's
yeah.
not the truth. Yes, there are some people that want to, come to America for a better life and things like
Hmm.
that, but that is not the overall arching feeling for people who are
Right,
here
right,
actually
right.
in Mexico.
Because I think dreams are being sold. You know what I mean? Like it's gold on the outside, and
It's
you get here.
propaganda.
Yeah, there you go. And
Yeah,
it's not,
propaganda.
what they thought it was going to be.
No.
It ain't. I mean, especially now, like, I'm sure you still see like odd news and stuff like that.
Oh
We
yeah, I definitely
recently
follow what's going on.
had a woman that got her roof done, right? So she hired all of these Hispanic men to come in, laborers, and they knocked that thing out, for her. And then what did she do? Call
Call
ICE.
ICE. I
Because she
saw
didn't want to
that.
pay. Because she didn't want to pay. Like, are you like, come on now,
It's completely
And they
trifling.
came and they arrested these men. They actually, instead of telling her, look, you're being a Karen and you need to pay this up, they actually arrested these men.
Can you
You
believe
know?
it? But that's the moral compass of our
Mm-hmm.
country right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying
You're
that
in the
anywhere else is
airport.
better, but I'm just saying
Right.
like that's the moral compass of our
Mm-hmm.
country. And
Yeah.
we good with that,
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
you know.
And where we grew up, TC Williams, and we had, and even our neighborhood is very multicultural, mainly Black
Absolutely.
and Hispanic. So we're used to, differences and things like that of that nature.
Mhm.
So that probably helped a lot too. That you weren't like totally out of the dark, of being around people that are different. Because no, let me tell you, like some people, they have never been around other
Other
people who don't
cultures.
look like them, other cultures. One of my
Yeah.
friends,
And so what
and
I will say to anybody who has not been around, the Latin American culture, that is actually a lot more similar to the Black American culture
Mhm.
than anything.
Yeah.
Very family oriented. Family is paramount over
Hmm.
anything. That they, support the things that we deem important, they deem
Right.
important. They are benevolent the same way that we are benevolent. I believe that I don't believe it. I know that we are all connected,
Right. Right. Right.
in this diaspora. And
Hmm.
it's just the fact that we haven't been educated to know that we are of the same people.
Right. Because there's a lot of
You know,
separation, a division. There's a lot
right.
of push for division. You stay with your own group, da 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 here. And that's what people see on social media
Yeah,
and stuff like that, and they run with it.
exactly.
And
Exactly.
so yeah. Okay. Okay. So thank you for coming on here. I know you have family over there, so I don't want to, take up too much of your time. But I definitely want to get baby girls YouTube put on here so I can make sure that I'm following her and I'm checking out her stuff. Oh my God, like she grew up like so fast. I swear she was like 9.
Right, exactly. And then all of a sudden she was 17. But yes,
Yeah.
Ava has a YouTube channel. It's called Lifestyle of Gracie. And like I said, it's just, the everyday musings of a
Mhm.
17-year-old girl living abroad who is homeschooled and, just want to share her life with people.
Yeah. So when she
Hmm.
graduates, when she's finished, she's scheduled because my daughter's 17, so I'm guessing she's scheduled to graduate or finish up soon.
She's supposed to graduate. She can graduate anytime between now and
Okay.
2027, but the sky is endless because she realizes now that she's a global citizen and she can go to college anywhere. And so
Awesome.
we're looking at colleges internationally at this point. She has a group of friends here. They're talking about going to college together in another
Okay.
Mexican city, and so it's a lot of
Yeah.
fun, exciting things happening.
So let me ask you this. This is because I'm ignorant, right? I don't know anything about Mexico and all of that stuff. I just know what's in the news, but you're
Yes,
there.
yes.
So is there any type of fear of like the cartels and like all of that stuff that the news shows us?
Baby,
You
I'm from
live there.
America. I used to work downtown DC. I used to hang in Southeast Washington. I'm good.
You good.
I'm good.
You know how to be aware and look out for what you need to look out for.
Those people not worried about us.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, they actually want to protect us. They want to protect us because we bring, the
Right.
income into the country.
Right. Right.
We fuel
Okay.
the economy. Yeah.
Okay. See, I didn't think about it like that either. You guys do
Let me
feel,
tell
yeah.
you, when we had the situation, a couple of weeks ago, where they had that unrest in Cabo or whatever, and
Mhm.
everybody was calling me to see how I was doing, if I was safe.
Yeah.
Baby, we wasn't worried. We was at the
Right.
beach.
Well, that's good to know because that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going.
That
On
was
my
a
trip.
12-hour drive. That was a
Yeah.
12-hour drive, a 5-hour flight, and we don't leave DC because there was a shooting in Chicago,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay. I love it. The open
Hmm.
mindedness. I ain't scared. We good. That's amazing. That is so amazing. So I
There's
just
nothing to be
remember
fearful of.
randomly, when you get older, our memory, okay, it was Costa
Yes.
Rica. That was the first place I went.
Oh, I
Costa
love
Rica.
Costa Rica. That
It's
was
so
nice.
beautiful. Yes, it was. I mean, I remember just looking out the window, and I'm just seeing everything was green, and
Yeah.
we would get breakfast every morning and fruit, and it was just so fresh, and the market it was beautiful, and I'm like, yes, I could see myself, hooked up here and good. But I know I'm like, oh, my dad is here and my sisters are here, and you know what I mean? So I still kind of had that clutch, but I'm like, you know what? We gonna see. Cause I might have to be looked at,
I was just
y'all.
home. I was just home 2 weeks ago. I
Okay.
can always come home. I'm
Yeah.
close enough to where I can be home. If I need to be home that day, I can get home that day.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
definitely good to know.
Hmm.
It's not too far away. Then,
No.
like you said, like people always move families. Everybody not going to stay right here in VA, in Alexandria, DMV area. They expand and they move out, and people can visit. People can visit. But I
Yeah.
definitely like the peace that you have, the clear skin.
Thank you, girl.
Y'all, then no, it's really inspiring. I'm telling you, really inspiring because I was like, I was in disbelief. I was like, what's going on? And then I'm over there with your sister. She's like, oh, she not playing. Them two right there. Like she's probably like, Khaleesi, you're talking too much. No, but you like I think she was very, very inspired by you too. Like, my sister, she doing her thing. She always had, you've been your own person. You guys, and she said, Marlon and you y'all are perfect together, and y'all are so much alike, in ways. And she's like, I know it's gonna work. It's
Yeah.
gonna work. She gonna make it work. Period. So
Yeah.
that was just from your sister, praising you and
A
stuff.
little shout out for my girl.
So. Yes, her and Tammy. I tell you what, Tammy cracking me up. She always has.
Oh, she's a mess.
She's so funny. She's so funny. But I like that even for I see Terry down. I said, look at her down there with her sis. And yeah,
And that was so
and loving
random.
it.
That was a fluke, yes. But I was so
Yeah.
glad that she came.
But she was able to do that,
Yes.
and just like be in the comfort of your home and just enjoy it.
Yes.
So that's definitely something to aspire for and look forward to. So it is now 9 o'clock. I know we had a lot of technical difficulties. Wi-Fi, I knew it was going to be something. It's raining
Yes,
over
I'm so
here.
sorry
You are
because as
absolutely
soon as
fine.
we went live, the
Yeah.
the electricity went out.
Mm-hmm.
Because that happens. Let me tell you something. Now, living in Mexico, it reminds you of home in the 80s. You remember when
Okay.
the creek used to rise in
Yeah,
Delray
yeah.
on in the Hoe?
Yeah, I'm still over here, by the way. I moved back down here. Uh-huh.
I love that for you. But this is the thing.
Yeah.
It feels nostalgic like that. So I
Yeah.
actually
Okay.
love it. I don't when the lights go out, I don't feel like, oh
Mhm.
my God, it's an inconvenience to me. I
Right,
feel
right.
like, oh, this is normal. Let the Lord do his work. That sort
Yeah.
of thing. Like your mother used to tell you
Yeah,
when you was
we
a
in here
kid, be
dark.
quiet, sit down.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
we need that. We need that again. Like just sit down, be quiet, and you just listening to the thunderclaps and all
There
that
you
stuff,
go.
the lightning and all of that, just watching it. And just. But I definitely see that you guys are so blessed, and I'm gonna keep you guys in prayer, and I'm about to plan my trip. So I'll be
Yes,
getting some
girl.
information from you. What
Thank you
is
so much for this
probably
conversation. It was wonderful. Thank you. I
yeah,
enjoyed
thank you
it.
for coming on here because I was like, nah, people need to hear this. That's why I did my podcast because I'm like, we are everyday people, but my everyday people in my eyes are fabulous, and the world needs to see them. That's why when you came on here, I'm just a regular. No, boo, you ain't just regular nowhere. Okay, you are fabulous. So
Thank
yeah,
you, love.
I'm here to
Thank you.
uplift my folks. Okay, so you go ahead and get back to your family. I heard them back there yelling.
Talking about fried chicken, girl. I'm about
Yeah,
to go up here and fry some chicken.
they're like, get off this podcast so we can eat. So I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so much, Tawana, and I look forward to like watching your pictures, checking out Miss Ava's YouTube, and I'll talk to you later, girl.
It was wonderful. Check out my baby on Lifestyle of Gracie, y'all.
All right,
All
thanks.
right.
Bye.